Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. I haven't filmed a YouTube video in the longest time. It's been like 3 months. 3 months in February it will be, which is absolutely mental. All will be explained. But basically for today's video, I'm going to be doing a update on my life and a Q&A. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So yeah, it's been 3 months since I've uploaded a video on YouTube. Actually, before I begin, I just want to say there's been a lot of people looking at my recent Leaving Cert videos, and I just want to say, like, if you have any more Leaving Cert videos that you'd like me to film or any questions or anything like that, please message me on my social medias, because I want to help. Like, I know that Leaving Cert was such a stressful time for me, so please let me know. And if you have any video ideas, also let me know. So yeah, so just before I get into the Q&A, I do want to give you like a little bit of an update about where I've been. So my last video, I remember filming it on the 1st of November and I uploaded it on the 6th of November, I think. I just recently checked that. I don't remember that off the top of my head. But November and December were such busy months for me. Like, I was so busy with college. Like, I was literally up to my eyes in assignments, and I was just like really finding it hard, because like I'm in college from like Sunday to Thursday, and then I'm home Friday and I have work placement, and then Saturday I was working, or Sunday I was working, and then the other day then I was trying to do assignments. So I was really busy, and I just kind of had a lot of stuff going on at the end of 2019, a lot of mental stuff, a lot of other stuff, and I was just trying to sort through all of that, and I just decided that a break was what I needed. I needed a break from constantly being on social media, from uploading on YouTube, even though I didn't do that much, but I was just so busy and stressed, and I just thought, I'm not going to upload videos of me if I'm really stressed, and I just didn't have the time to be worrying about editing them and uploading them. So I decided to take a break and figure myself out and make sure that I got myself into a happier place, and now that is what I am doing. So like, I definitely feel like I'm in the right headspace now to get back to this and to focus on this, because I have so many YouTube ideas planned, like so many. So I'm in the right headspace now. So I'm just gonna go straight into the video. So on my Instagram, I think it was last Friday, I think it was, so today, a week ago, I asked for some questions, and I'm pretty sure I screenshotted them. I probably should have had these already before I started the video. That would have been smart, but so the first question I actually got asked was, did you feel nervous starting YouTube? I love your channel, by the way. So thank you so much for sending that. Yeah, I did feel nervous starting YouTube. I started YouTube nearly 4 years ago. I think it was in July after I did my junior cert, and I remember I was so nervous. I think I was nervous because I'm quite a shy girl. Well, naturally I'm quite a shy girl, and I was nervous about filming myself and putting it up online, but I'd wanted to do it ever since I started watching YouTube. I was like, I really want to do that. And I remember saying it to my friends, and they were all so supportive. They're like, just do it, Fiona. Like, what are you going to lose by trying? Also, I still have 2 fake nails on and 1 here, so you're probably seeing that and being like, what the fuck? But yeah, just ignore that as well. So my friends supported me, and I remember for my very first video I went over to like my best friend's house, and I did it at her house because I remember being so nervous, and she was behind the camera, and I didn't actually have this camera, I had a different camera and I filmed on my phone, and she was behind the camera being like helping me out because I was so nervous. And yeah, but I was nervous. I was very self-conscious about my YouTube channel. Like, whenever like people in school would bring it up, like they'd laugh at me about it, whatever, fuck them anyway, but they'd like laugh at me about it and make fun of me, and I always got so embarrassed and ashamed, and I wanted to delete it for the longest time. But at the end of the day, I was like, this makes me happy, and if they're gonna pick on me for that, like, I don't really care, like, because when am I gonna see them again? And that was just my attitude to that, because I was like, at the end of the day, this is making me happy. So if you ever want to do YouTube or Instagram or talk on stories or whatever, don't be afraid to do it, because at the end of the day, people are going to talk about you regardless of what you do, whether you become an influencer, whether you want to do Instagram or fitness or whatever it is you want to like talk about. People are going to laugh at you, people are going to make fun of you, but at the end of the day, joke's on them, because they're doing nothing but laughing at you and making fun of you. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, that was a bit of a rambly answer, but just do you. And I did feel nervous starting YouTube, but now like I'm so happy. Next question is fuck, marry, kill Logan Paul, Jake Paul and Greg Paul. So thank you to the person who said this, because so okay, I would fuck Greg Paul, marry Jake Paul and kill Logan Paul. Well, okay. There's a question there. Oh, what is your motto in life, or something that you live by? So something that I live by is always like, I live by a lot of things. The first one that literally jumps to mind is like the stars can't shine without darkness, because if you know me or anything like that, or if you've watched some of my videos, I'm obsessed with like planets and the stars and the sky and the moon and the sunsets and all of that. I love that. Like the stars are one of my favourite things to watch. Like I just love the night sky and all of that. So the stars can't shine without darkness is what always been one of my favourite quotes. It's got me through some really tough times, and it's made me realise that you have to go through darkness to shine. You have to go through hard stuff and come out the other end. So that's something I always live by. And then another thing about, like, let's say like my personality is throw kindness around like confetti, and that's Zoe's quote. Something again I've always lived by. I always try to be kind, caring, compassionate, have sympathy for people. I think I have a big heart, and sometimes that is a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing. Kind of means I get hurt easily or whatever, but I will always give people the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes I give people too much of a chance, but at least I know that I was kind and stuff like that. So those are two quotes or mottos or whatever you want to call them that I do live by. Another question is, who or what inspires your makeup looks? So do you know what, I actually like, I used to be massively into makeup. My makeup, as you can see, is quite toned down a lot recently. My makeup used to take me hours, like, not that I was very good at it just took me a long time, whereas like now I've kind of chilled on the makeup, but my makeup kind of is inspired by what I like to do, but also kind of like, I suppose celebrities that I would look up to makeup wise would probably be I suppose Zoe Sugg. I absolutely love her makeup, always have. She's kind of got me into the golds and the brown colours. Then Jeffree Star, absolutely love him. Nikki Tutorials. So in recent times my makeup has what was that? My makeup has been inspired by kind of a less is more approach. So if, like, I absolutely love Busy Bee Harris. If you're not following Busy Bee Harris, please follow her. She's incredible. But anyway, I've been following like kind of like less makeup, that type of thing. My makeup has changed a lot. Like I've gotten quite lazy with it. It's very much, I haven't really been doing eyeshadow that much. Like even today, like I have a bit of eyeshadow on, but I used to spend like 40 minutes on my eyeshadow, like perfecting it. But now I just blend a bit of bronzer and put on a bit of shimmer in like seconds with my fingers. Like I really can't be arsed. So I'm kind of gone for a more like natural approach to makeup. Obviously on a night out I still go ham. Girl has lashes, eyeliner, glitter, lipstick, all that good things. But it's very much less is more. I also love the makeup of Selena Gomez, Blake Lively. I love glowy skin. That's also something that I really, really like. So the next question is, I'm not answering that question, but anyway, who'd win in a fight, SpongeBob or a goldfish? I got this and I was like, thank you for throwing me an interesting question. SpongeBob. I'm gonna say SpongeBob because I love SpongeBob. Like that was like my favourite cartoon as a child, so definitely SpongeBob. Thoughts on relationships. So I'm actually going to do a video on my opinion on kind of young teenage relationships, that type of thing, and what, like, where I see it going and that type of thing. But so first of all, I'll go off by saying, like, I am a very romantic person. Like, I think romance is so important. You need to have a connection with somebody. You need, like, there needs to be effort made on both sides. There needs to be all that type of good stuff. And so I'm a very romantic person, and I got into my first relationship when I was 14. I was like, at 14 I was not ready for a relationship, so that was just But what I mean is, like, I think it's really important to make sure that you're the right age. And when I mean say the right age, there is no right age, but the right age for you. The right age for me was not 14. The right age for me was 17. Like, the right age for me in a relationship was 17. But then I know people who have had relationships at 14, 15 and they're still with the person. So it's all what is best for you. Like, there's no right age for anything. It's what you find best for yourself, and that goes with relationships, that goes with sex, that goes with having a job, that goes with everything. I think it's different. I think everyone has different what they want in a relationship versus what other people want in a relationship. Some people don't even want a relationship. They just want somebody to, you know, do things with and do romantic things with, do sexual things with. They don't want the commitment of a relationship. Whereas if you take someone like me, like, I want a relationship. I want to have that connection with somebody, and then the other stuff are just the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to do more videos on relationships anyway, because I love talking about relationships. It's one of my favourite things. But anyway, we're going to move on to... Oh, geez, nearly dropped my phone. So the next question is a question that I've probably been... It's been most commonly asked. And I understand why. It's, are you and your boyfriend still together? So no, my boyfriend, well, my ex-boyfriend and I are no longer together. I'm not going to say much on it, because, you know what, it is what it is. It's, yeah. That relationship ended towards the end of 2019. Sometimes things don't work out, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah. Next question. Thoughts on Love Island this year? Love you, bitch. I love you too, honey. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I've only watched the first 6 episodes of Love Island because I've been so busy in college this year. I've no time. Like, I genuinely have no time. Like, I'm in college until like about 6. I go to the gym at 6 or half 6. By the time I come home from the gym, it's like 8 or half 8. Then I need to cook dinner, and then I need to have a shower, and then I look at my phone and it's like 10 o'clock and I missed it. So it's hard for me to keep on track of it. I will hopefully catch up, like, when things are, like, when I have less assignments to do and all of that. I really liked the start of Love Island, like, really liked the start of it. And the cast were a bit boring, but I kind of knew it was going to be a little bit, it kind of, the intensity was high straight away. So I don't actually have much to say on that, because I haven't really, what's the word? I haven't really been catching up with it. But yeah, next question is, how important do you think physical appearance is? So obviously, like, I've always said, personality is more important than physical appearance, and I will stick to that. You can see somebody that's absolutely gorgeous, like toned, muscly, gorgeous, like just a gorgeous person that, like, looks really good but can be an absolute dickhead. Like, the amount of guys I've thought that have looked unreal, but they don't have the personality. They're immediately unattractive in my eyes. Like, so many guys. I could name some celebrities, but I won't. So the first thing I look for in a person is personality, is a sense of humour. Can I get on with this person? Do we have a connection? After that, then I think, of course, physical appearance is important as well in a relationship. It doesn't have to, like, I'm not saying, like, that it's the most important. It's not the be all and end all, but I do think it is important to a certain extent. Obviously, like, you need to be attracted to the person if you're going to be kissing them and doing other things with them, and, you know, you do need to have a level of physical attraction. That's, of course, important. So yeah, I do think it's important, but I don't think it's the be all and end all, if that makes sense. You post a lot on your stories about periods. Are your periods bad, and do you have endometriosis? So yes, I do post a lot about periods on Instagram, and the reason why I do that is because it's still there's still such a stigma and a taboo around it, and I hate that. Like, a period is a period. It happens to everyone, every woman. It happens to everyone with a vagina. Do you know what I mean? Maybe some people it can happen later in, and some people it doesn't happen in, but for the majority of people who have a vagina, it does happen, and it's common. And there's such a stigma and such a taboo around it, and I'm so sick of it. I have had my period since I was 12. I'm going to make videos on periods because who gives a fuck anyway. I've had my period since I was 12, I'm now 20. That's a long time, like that's 8 years of having a period, and boy, let me tell you, I get them really bad. I don't know if I have endometriosis. I'm in the process of kind of checking that out. I do post a lot about endo and that, because just not only like, I'm not like falsely saying that I have it or anything. A lot of the symptoms of endo are symptoms that I experience. I'm in the process of getting that checked out and stuff, but I mainly post it so people become aware about it, because 1 in 10 women have endometriosis. That's like crazy, and a lot of women don't even know what endometriosis is. So if you do not know what endometriosis is, basically there's like cells that grow in your uterus that should be in your uterus, but they don't. Like in endometriosis, they will grow elsewhere. They grow on the outside of it, they can grow anywhere around there, they can grow on the bladder, all of that. And when they grow outside of where they're meant to be, it can be extremely painful. The way I have of explaining it would be, if you're getting a period, when the lining of your uterus breaks down, the endometrium, when that breaks down, it causes contractions, right? If the lining of the uterus is elsewhere in, let's say it's on your bladder, that lining is also breaking down, but because it has nowhere to go, because it's not meant to be there, it is extremely painful. That's the way I understand it anyway. I might be wrong, but that's just the way that I've understood it. So it's extremely painful. I get bad periods, like before I started the pill, my periods were insane. Like my periods, I'm very lucky, they only last 3 to 4 days, and that's considered really lucky, right? And yeah, I am lucky. However, the pain, I'm in pain constantly. Before I started the pill, I remember being in absolute agony. Like I would faint, I would get sick, I would like scream and cry. Like the pain started, I'll show you where the pain started. The pain started like here, and it literally went all the way down to my knees and my legs, and it was just so painful. And I would have that for the 4 days of my period all the time. It would be on and off, on and off, on and off, and it was just so painful. Looking back on it, I have no idea how I even managed it, because every time I got my period, the dread and the amount of pain I was in was just horrific. Then I started on the pill. Now the pill has helped a lot within the pain. However, the pain is still really bad. Like I still cry over it sometimes, and I still have to kind of, take time off or take medication for them. But I am working on all of that. I do think periods need to be talked about more. We need to be open about them. They're such normal things. Like it's such a normal thing, and there's just such a taboo around it. So I am probably going to make a girl talk video. I'd love to make a girl talk video, so I might do that and talk about them more in that. But to answer your question, sorry, I just did a massive ramble. To answer your question, I do get bad periods. That's why I talk about it. I share period stuff to destigmatize it. And I do talk about endometriosis. Not only maybe I might have it, but to help other people know what endometriosis is, because so many people don't know what it is. So I also got asked a lot of questions about college and living in a different county and living in student accommodation and what that was like. So I am in Limerick, and I am in student accommodation. Now, living in student accommodation I found very tricky at first. I'm very much a home gal. I love home, and to move out really scared me. It was really scary, but I got through it. Like it's hard because I love it though. Like you have so much freedom when you're on your own. Like you don't have to tell someone when you're going to be home. You can do things kind of your own way. Like for example, if I'm in college until 6, I can go to the gym whenever I want. I don't need to rely on lifts, if that makes sense, because it's a city as well. Like I live in the back arse of nowhere, so at home, so in the city you can just get buses or you can walk places, and it's very handy. So moving out of college, for college, was hard because I'm lucky because my sister lives with me, so we're actually fine. Like I'm grand, so we kind of share, we have each other's back all the time when it comes to cooking and cleaning and that type of stuff. But it was difficult at first. It's hard to kind of move out and then live on your own, like living, like to do like things like cooking and cleaning for yourself, and you kind of realize how much you took for granted when you were at home, that type of thing. But actually I do love it, and it is going to be extremely daunting. Like I remember being absolutely terrified, but you will get accustomed to it quickly, and you will make friends. Like you're going to see people in your student village all the time. If you're going to a student village all the time, you will make friends, so don't worry about that. And it is like, I love living in Limerick when I'm in college, because again, like I can do whatever I want. I can go meet my friends, I don't need to ask, and that type of thing. So it is really handy. You have that sense of independence, and it's so handy. So don't be afraid about it. Like it is going to be daunting. Like no matter how much I say don't be afraid about it, it is daunting, but I promise you it's grand. Like it's actually grand. As well as, I also got questions about being homesick. Yeah, I am homesick quite a lot, but I am again lucky. Limerick and Clare are very close. Like as in, like I can get a bus to Clare back in like 45 minutes. Like that's how close they are. So I am lucky, but I feel like if I was somewhere like Dublin or Northern Ireland or even a different country, that would be really difficult. But I do get homesick still. I'm from rural Clare, like West Clare, so I miss the beaches, I miss the scenery, and I do get very homesick sometimes. So yeah, I hope that actually answered your question. If you have any questions about college or living alone or anything, or moving out, please ask me. Also, I got asked a few questions about mental health and how my mental health is. So first of all, thank you so much for asking, because that was actually really nice. I have spoken about like my anxiety, I have spoken about mental health, and I actually have a video on my mental health. If I'll leave that linked down below if I remember. But I have spoken about it. So I do have social anxiety. I have spoken about this a good bit. And genuinely, I think this year my social anxiety has gotten, it's just completely improved. Like I actually get emotional talking about it, because seeing how far that I've come. Because even myself, this time last year, I was finding it hard, like crossing roads and being in town on my own. Like I couldn't physically be in town by myself. I got so anxious. Or even going up to a shop, paying for something, ordering something in a restaurant. Those are very, very difficult things. Like, but I've just, because I've gotten so independent by living in a different county that's not my own, I've just kind of pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I've gotten really comfortable with that, if that makes sense. Like literally, I was like saying, like for example, I started the gym. I have been into fitness before. Like I've spoken about that before. Like I was somebody who worked out, not like very well. Like you wouldn't have known by me that I worked out, but I did do a little bit of, but for me, starting a gym, like I've never wanted to start a gym. Like I've been in a gym before when I was like 17, and I was so afraid that people were looking at me and just saying, oh my god, she's not doing this right, judging me and that type of thing. I was so scared to start the gym, and if the first couple of times I went to the gym, I had a panic attack. I freaked out, and I just was like, oh, they're all gonna laugh at me because I'm not doing this right. They're like so big and muscly, and the girls are unreal, they know exactly what they're doing and I don't, type of thing. But I think at the end of the day, like people are going to the gym to better themselves and to to focus on themselves. They're focusing on them, they're not focusing on you. They may like look at you and whatever and see what you're doing. Like when I'm in the gym, I'm looking at people being like, oh, maybe I should try what they're doing, like that type of thing. Like, oh, that's a good exercise, I didn't think of that, or I didn't even know I could do that, but let's try that type of thing. So now that I'm going to the gym, I've gotten so chilled about it, and like when I see new people come in, I know that like that was me as well. They look around, they're like, what do I do? There's so much equipment, I don't know how to use it, but you will figure it out. And anyway, my point about that was, I would never, this time last year, if you told me that I would be in a gym on my own, I was in the gym on my own for the first 2 weeks, then my sister joined, and if you told me that I was in it, firstly, walked to the gym, went to the gym, worked out in front of people, big deal, and got the bus back by myself, it's a big deal. And it doesn't sound like a big deal, it may not sound like a big deal for you, but for me it was a massive deal, and I felt so accomplished. So it's all about, with mental health, it's all about the little wins. It's about the little things that you once couldn't do that you now can do, if that makes sense. So yeah, I am doing grand, I think. I've gotten very stressed about college and a little bit anxious about college and a bit down on myself, but I am focusing on that. I'm going to work on that. But I just, like, for mental health, I always feel like it kind of goes up and down and up and down, and like, did I even do that? Whatever. It always alters. Some days you're doing great and some days you're not, and I think that's just life. If you're not feeling great, please don't suffer in silence. There's so many people to help you. You've got friends, family, support groups, online, college groups, school. Please don't ever feel alone, because you're not alone. If you ever want to message me, please do. My social medias are linked down below. I always answer my DMs, so send me a DM. And yeah. So the next question is, how did you cope with the Leaving Cert? Now this, oh sorry, my phone just vibrated there. This is something I found really difficult, and I am going to make more videos on the Leaving Cert, like I said at the beginning, because I found the Leaving Cert so hard. Like, genuinely, it was one of the worst stress years of my life, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. So I am going to make more videos about that, so just, I will do that. But my top tips for coping with the Leaving Cert is, 1, realising your worth. Now what I mean by this is, you're in a class, right, and you're going to compare yourself to Tom, Dick and Harry, 3 examples, whatever. You're going to compare yourself to them, and you're going to be like, well, this person is getting this many points, this person's getting an A in this, and this person's getting like a H4 in this, and I'm getting a H6. First of all, you need to stop. Know that you are different. Like, oh, I get so passionate about this, because when I think back to the mindset that I had in Leaving Cert, it really pisses me off that I thought so low of myself. Like, I literally sat in class, looked around, and I was like, I am the most stupid person in this room. Like, all of these people are going to do great, yet I'm so stupid. And I tell you now, it's one of the worst things, like, you could ever feel. Like, I actually get emotional talking about it now, just thinking back to how upsetting it was. So 1, know your worth. Know that you cannot physically or mentally compare yourself to anyone else in the room, because you were born to be different. Everyone, this is going to sound cringy, so if you don't like cringe, just ignore it, okay? Everybody has different dreams, ambitions, different places that we're all going to end up. It's all different. It's not the same. Leaving Cert makes everybody to be the same. Nobody's the same. It's so stupid. So first is know your worth. 2, try not to get too stressed about it. Obviously stress comes and goes, and it is the worst thing, but do your best. Like, study when you can. Don't bombard yourself with study. If you start studying crazy, you're gonna really kill yourself. Like, you're gonna burn out, and you're gonna kill yourself with the amount of work that you're doing, and you're just gonna burn out and do nothing. So don't do that. Secondly, when you're stressed, talk about it. Talk to your mum, talk to your dad, talk to your family, talk to your cousins, your boyfriend, I don't know, whoever you want to talk to somebody, so you get it out, so you're not bottling it all up. Another thing that I have is exercise. Now, I'm going to be a hypocrite when I say this, because I stopped exercising for my Leaving Cert like May, but up until then, whenever I felt stressed, if I was sitting in that desk over there getting so stressed, I was like, fuck this, I'm going on the treadmill. Go on the treadmill, go outside for a run, do some squats, do some lunges, do something that's going to make your heartbeat go up faster and get those endorphins stimulated, because you will go back and you'll have a fresher mindset. Another thing about coping with the Leaving Cert is accepting the fact that it's not the be all and end all. And I know it's so, like, I can say that to you now, but at the time, of course, I thought it was. It is gonna be hard, like, but it is not the be all and end all. So all you can do is do your best, sit the exam, and whatever comes out of that exam, you know you did your best. Like, the minute I got my Leaving Cert results, I was like, why the fuck was I, sorry, I keep cursing a lot in this video, just ignore me. Why the fuck was I so worried about it? All the nights I spent crying, all the nights I spent up till 4 in the morning studying 5. Now, I don't recommend that, that was really bad. Or getting up at 6 to study, or going to study at school for 6 hours. Why did I do that? Why did I worry about all of that? Obviously studying is important, so do your study. So you know you did your best, but don't overdo it, and try not to get that upset about it, because it's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper that doesn't determine your life, it doesn't determine your worth, and it doesn't determine who you are as a person. So just remember that. All you need to say to yourself is, I'm doing my best to know you know, like you're doing your best and that's all you can do. We all have different levels, like I said. So I wish you the best of luck in your Leaving Cert. Please don't panic too much, and I know that's so much easier said than done. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. I get a lot of questions asking me about the Leaving Cert even still, so I am gonna do like a question on Instagram to see like what type of Leaving Cert videos do you want me to film, anything that I can do to make it better. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the video on that, and I hope that helped. Please don't stress too much. You are amazing. You're worth so much more than a number on a piece of paper. You really are. So don't ever think that at the age of 17, 18, 19, whatever age you are doing your Leaving Cert, that if you don't get what you want, that that's it. Because it's not. There's so many alternatives. Look at me, like I'm doing a PLC for social care and I absolutely love it. This PLC like I've made friends that I will never forget, and I get so emotional talking about it because the friends and the people that I have met from doing this PLC course will stay with me for the rest of my life because they are such good people. So life has a way of working out and everything happens for a reason. So don't stress too much. You got this. You're strong. You're capable. You're well able to do this. Trust me. I'm going to make more videos on the Leaving Cert to help in any way that I can. But for now, this video has probably been a long time. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye.